It's Monday, cocksuckers, and you better come prepared because they don't fuck around on Monday. Monday, most people come in, I had such a great weekend. Oh my God, go fuck yourself. That was then, this is now, bitch. It's a whole new set of rules. It's Monday. If you ain't waking up with the taste of blood in your fucking mouth like a shark 5 feet from the shore, you fucked up. You understand? Because Monday is when you go, everybody else is like, still, the weekend, you fucking go.
Hey. What's going on, everybody? It is Motivational Monday. You know, every now and again, I got to hit you with, it's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope motivation to step two. But you know what? The world's opened back up. That cat over there to the other side of me, he is back in this world, making people smile, making people laugh, and doing what he does best, which is bringing joy to the world. So our schedules are all over the place, and he and I are both doing everything we can to keep the Motivational Monday movement going. But we're going to have moments where we may or may not be on, and it ain't personal. It's just he may have something to take care of, or I may have something to take care of. But either way, you stay motivated. You look Monday, you look yourself in the mirror, and you go, it's my day. I'm going to own this day, and I'm going to own the rest of the week. And that's how you get your day started. That's how you stay motivated. But to kick things off, as I always do, let me start off by saying salute and what's up to King Talent, one of the funniest men in the country and moving and shaking all over the country, not only by himself and putting in and killing and ripping these stages, but bringing people along to do it with him as well. All of his friends and the people who he knows and loves. Myself personally, I just want to say what's up to everybody. I hope you guys are doing extremely well wherever you are in the country. Hopefully that weather's making that change. And it's starting to get a little bit nicer so you can get out, get your little fresh air, start to enjoy being out the house a little bit, not so much cooped inside. But I'm going to start off by just saying I had an absolutely amazing weekend. I just want to give a big shout out to all of the beautiful people who decided to step into the travel space. Bernadette, Sean, Marlene, Trina, Freda. These are all some of your beautiful cohorts, some of your people who've been rocking with us over the last 2 years, who have just come together and found they want to do something different. They want to experience something different. And they're stepping out on faith and investing in themselves. One of the things that we always encourage here is not only Black businesses, but you have to invest in you. The world will always be able to take bits and pieces of you and use it as long as you let them. But once you invest in you, and Talent is a testament of this, y'all see the merchandise, see the stuff that this man does, not only just by doing his shows, but that shows you that once you invest in you, the world will come. Talent, how was your weekend?
Yes, sir. You see my hat. You see what I'm wearing. Got my Lord Finesse on.
I see it, sir. I see
Got my
it, sir.
Lord Finesse going on today, baby. Feeling
Fire.
good, man. Feeling fantastic, brother. Speaking it from your mouth to God's ears, speaking into existence. Great weekend. Got a lot of catching up done, a lot of work done. I had a confused moment for a minute, but it ended up working good because a good thing I didn't have to get on a plane. I would have been in the wrong goddamn city at the wrong week. So had that messed up or whatever the case may be. But yeah, great weekend, man. Getting it in. We got a super guest coming on the show today. I'm gonna mute my mic for a second, take this call for these tickets, put it back on Amir, give him some positive words for 2 minutes, man.
You got it, brother. So again, it's Motivational Monday, everybody. We just want y'all to know and understand that, as you kick off your week, we always talk about this. We say, do the best you can if you're a weekend person, because we need to also help people understand that. If you work and the weekend is supposedly your peace, that's your zen. That's where you get an opportunity to relax. That's where you get an opportunity to woosah. That's where you get an opportunity to do the things that you may not have an opportunity to do during the week. Great. But we should all be working to make sure darn near every day is like a weekend, if we're going to be honest with ourselves. Because when you start working like that, then there's no such thing as having to be motivated for Monday because you don't even know it's Monday. There's no such thing as have a terrific Tuesday because you don't know it's Tuesday, and so forth and so on. So I just encourage everybody, find what that thing is that puts you in the space and energy that you need to be in so that you are always able to just do the things that you want to do and enjoy your life. There are a ton of things out here that some of you are already magnificently great at. You just need to continue to hone that skill set, continue to work on whatever it is that you already know is your calling. And I promise you, all of the other things will follow. Why? Because the energy, the Zen, the way the world is set up, the way the universe is set up, is always going to have things find you. Water always seeks its own level, as they say. So if you're doing specific things, the people and things that are supposed to be with you and rock with you and move in that space, they're going to rock with you and they're going to move in that space. Now, the challenge is this: when you find that you're not vibing, then you have to do what you can to figure out where that common ground is again, and then move accordingly. Don't allow yourself to stay in spaces or to stay, unfortunately, frustrated and or upset about things that can be fixed. This world is set up in a really, really amazing way, and it just basically gives you the blueprint to say, if you stay happy, stay humble, you enjoy what you do, you pray on it, you meditate on it, whatever format you use, but you actually do some work, you'll end up seeing what is going on, and you end up enjoying your life. So please don't allow yourself to be so, you know, upset that things don't work out the way that you want them to work out, because the way that this world is set up, it's an incredible, incredible place. But you just have to know that in that incredible place is your space. And once you find that space, once you find that Zen, you'll never have to worry about anything else. You'll just keep doing the things that you know you're capable of and keep being great at those things. That's what makes this whole thing such
I
a
got it,
beautiful
bro.
situation.
I got it. I'm zenned out, my nigga. Like my zen is crazy. My motivation is crazy. I think it's like this is the perfect storm. You know how we wait for all these stars to align? We're like, yeah, this is the moment, whatever. I feel like that in general because the things that pique my interest are peaking. They're trending in the right direction in a positive manner, which in turn, if it's things that you like and they go good, that's kind of motivation for you as well. Like with us, we're guys, so a lot of guys like sports.
Yes.
Look at my Jets right now. We about to sign Aaron Rodgers. The Jets team is so good defensively right now. It really insert quarterback. He then they're going straight to the Super Bowl. And not are we only inserting a quarterback, we insert one of the best. So
Fact.
my football team got me already vibing one way. And then you see what my Knicks are playing like right now. We've beaten the best teams that the league got to throw at us. We've beat all the best teams. We beat the Boston, who's the best in the East. We beat motherfucking Cleveland and Sixers, and on the West Coast the Nuggets and the Lakers. We beat all the teams that motherfuckers think that you can't beat or gotta beat to get to a chip. We've done all that. So me as a fan, I take those positive indications, to push me to do something positive. You know what I'm saying? And I realized I had an epiphany when sitting on my couch. It had to be about, I want to say, when did I hurt? I hurt my ankle. I hurt my ankle Monday. So it had to be, okay, so I heard it Monday. Then Monday evening, I was supposed to go to a dinner. And that's when it started to really hurt, like it really swell and shit. So I'm like, fuck. Called and said, listen, y'all got to scoop me a plate by him. I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to play myself, right? It was like, no problem. They bring me the plate. Food was delicious. Shout out to Rick and Diane cooking over there. But then by the next day, Tuesday and kind of Wednesday was at its peak of swollen. You know that feeling. Got to keep it elevated, and the blood thinners, painkiller, all that shit. So here I am, day 2 or 3. One of those days, I have this epiphany, and I said, "Yo, I had to pat myself on the back, Amir, for first time in I don't know, probably ever. I had to say, T, I'm an actual good person. You know why I come to this conclusion, bro? And I didn't do nothing to make me come to the conclusion. It's what I wasn't able to do. Because I wasn't able to get around, I came to the realization in the 48 hours that my biggest fear, if not one of them, is God forbid getting to a point where I can't help other people. I wasn't even worried about me because God had aligned the week up just right where I'm doing my thing. I ain't got too much stuff to do and hobble around or try to make it or force myself. Only thing I did, I had to force Tuesday. at salsa. I had to perform salsa. So again, that's one of the peak nights. So I drugged myself up crazy. I mapped it out mentally, and I got there and stayed with my plan mentally, physically. How my distance to the stage ain't no long walking and all that. Because the more I'm walking, the longer you see me walk, you get told something wrong with it. But if I got this short little area, I just move a little slower. And me and the foot know we fucked up. We know we hurt. But I really had the epiphany of like, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, what if you wouldn't walk again, bro, and you couldn't do for others? I was like, yo, I originally sat there, originally for the first time and said to myself, like, yo, that for me would put me into this manic depressive state.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because and I had to turn around after, and this was swirling for a minute, maybe a few hours. And then at the end of it is when I said, well, damn, the second epiphany part B was like, you're a good dude because you sitting here, you're not even worried about you losing dollars a day, dollars an hour. That's not what I'm talking to myself. I'm like, yo, what if I can't do certain shit? When people need me to show up for them and show out and this, that, and the third. I was like, wow. I was like, you know what? That was good enough for me. That was a good enough confirmation for me. Nigga, you're a good person. Whether you know it or not, you're a good person because who the fuck, when you injured, you know who you care about? You.
Yes.
You trying to be uninjured.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? The natural reflex, if you're injured, your worry goes to you. Am I going to get better? How long am I going to be like this? Da, da, da. That shit wasn't even in my mind, especially like Tuesday, because I was going to call that one in. It was my fault. I ended up keep getting run on sentences of virtual work that by the time I said, damn, you ain't calling in. I looked at the clock. I said, I got to thug this one out because it's way too late to call in now for them to find somebody and go through the whatever. I said, I don't want that sitting on my record for one. Two, I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. If you knew all day, and I knew from the night before, I know I'm hurt. I should have woke up first thing in the morning and tried it or what. I didn't do it. I didn't do my shit. I fucked up. So I said, it's your fault. You got to thug it out. But the fact that it really was like the anxiety of fear, like, yo, can you imagine? Like, if something like this happens and I'm stuck and I'm bedbound and I got shit back, I don't know. I just can't do for others. I said, that would fuck me up. And I don't know how that would play out physically and emotionally and mentally with myself. But my wildest guess, my closest guess is I would go into a manic depressive state, probably hard to come out of because, and you're mad because I guess some of us get fulfillment for doing for others, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
like as a comic, one of the finer things I love about comedy is laughter, right? I love to see people laugh. So sometimes, bro, I could be in a comedy show and somebody laugh, and let's say it's a weird laugh or get your attention in a special way, and I'll spend my hours staring at this person laughing. I'm not even looking at what we laughing at. I hear it, I'm laughing with them, but this motherfucker enjoying themselves. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So that was my epiphany, and my week and everything worked out, which brings me to a state of our guest today is a young lady, and you know Lisa Ray. Lisa Ray is iconic in the promotion, industry, marketing industry, and the comedy industry, and now author, putting her own books out and helping people, and that's what brought me to it's a good segue because she's in a state of what I'm talking about. Like she was down for a minute and she's so used to helping people. She was a vessel for a lot of the people. When you guys watch Mike Epps and the Hamburgers and the TK Kirklands and the Shucky Duckies and all those same big comics that came through New York, they ran the Manhattan Proper Cafe. You had to go through it. My girl Diane Gibbs, Lisa Ray, holding things down for God knows. I'll let you tell how many years it is, but and then I'm gonna let her tell her story. But she's now an advocate for MS, multiple sclerosis. So she's going hard, and she uses something like what I do. Like people go, "Oh, you forget my birthday, you don't forget yours." I don't forget mine because my birthday is intertwined in my business. So it's like work for me. Like not like it is work for me. but I use it for good. I use my birthday for good when it comes to, these shows and these events that we put on. She's doing the same thing. She's done it a couple of years. This is the second annual coming up on the 22nd, second annual birthday fundraiser. She's using her birthday to have a party, have celebrity guests out, and it's 50 years of hip hop, to have some hip hop stuff and everything. But more importantly, she's using this platform, her birthday, a party, as a fundraiser and awareness for MS. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Motivation Monday show. Our special guest, the one and only Lisa Ray, Queen's finest in the building. Lisa!
Hey guys! Oh my goodness! How you doing?
How are you? How does it feel hearing all that good shit about you? Huh?
You know what? Honestly, it feels wonderful for someone else. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be anyway, right? Giving your flowers while you're here, and so that's a blessing. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And it is a good feeling to hear that, despite what I deal with. And I might make it look easy, but it's a challenge.
Understandable.
Well, I respect that. This is Amir. I don't know if you remember Amir.
I know Amir, of course. Yes.
Remember the big homie?
Yes,
that's the big homie right there. And he's cut from our cloth, where we do many things, wear a bunch of capes and hoodies, if you will, and service our community in more ways than one. He's been doing the same thing from the beginning days. His brother coming through all ranks of basketball, whether it's AAU, high school, St. John's, the NBA, whatever. Amir was right there for the whole goddamn ride. Mm-hmm. And, good recognized good. So in turn, we become partners in this thing right here. We do this Motivation Monday, and I thought it was perfectly fitting for two reasons. Obviously, for the event coming up, but even more importantly, I known you. I was just telling a story about last week. I bruised my ankle. I messed my ankle up real bad, right? So the joint swole up. And I told Amir, I'm stuck on this damn couch for a few days trying to get this shit down. And my biggest worry was like, what came to mind was like, damn, what if this shit happened to me permanently and I'm not able to help nobody? I said, that would drive me I don't know clinically what it would do, but I know it would shift all the dynamics of my lifestyle. You know what I mean? Because I'm born to do that. So the minute that, I don't know, wheelchair bound or vocals go out, whatever the case, blind, whatever, I just can't help anybody no more. Scared the shit out of me.
I understand that, but let me just say this. You were born to do that, what you do. And even if something, God forbid, shifts, you still are that person. And in fact, being put in will make you even better and more aware of your surrounding and to be able to help those people that are in need now that you are. I'm just saying that's what has happened to me. So despite the fact that I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and I can, as a woman, no longer wear heels in talent, I used to wear some heels. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I was that, okay.
You was a bad motherfucker. Showing off in the club.
Listen, this is what I say, ain't nothing changed but my limp, right? So
I love it.
But my limp. So, and I say that because I'm living my life. When this thing happened, multiple sclerosis, I'm like, what is this? I don't know any. I knew Lola Falana, and she was a dancer, beautiful Black woman,
right.
Beautiful Black queen, dancer. She had it. I know one of the Mouseketeers had it, but she was much older than me in black and white. You know what I'm saying? And then not so long ago, I knew Richard Pryor had it, but I was watching Omit the Logic, and then watching Omit the Logic one night and about 2 a.m, whatever, I'm watching the whole thing and I see what Richard Pryor went through, and I could identify with everything that he was dealing with, losing his muscle mass, and suddenly his clothes are falling off of him, and he's like, what the heck is happening? So I was able to identify with that, and I wrote a beautiful article relating to what Richard Pryor and I had in common. Of course, he was a mega comedian, actor, and producer. And I was a producer of comedy, promoting comedy, and I love comedy. Laughter is good for the soul, as we know. So I wrote something, and it's on my website, angelsheartsforhope.org, and it's a great article that relates you know, that whole experience. So I understand what you're saying when you say, you know, you couldn't. I am that person for my family, always have been the youngest, but I was the person everybody went to for business, money, whatever. You know, I was the one. And all of a sudden this happened to me. And I was like, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to live my, I believe that God trusts me because he knows that I'm not thinking about myself. I'm thinking about others. The doctor will tell you can't work.
Right.
They tell you can't drive. Well, listen, I'm on disability. I work part-time to supplement my income, which is great. I have a great disability package because I worked on Wall Street, so I did very well for myself. So I do all right, and I still drive. So I'm grateful for that. So the nonprofit I started over COVID with my own money because I wanted to help people, because I wanted to get out of this stigma that comes with being disabled or becoming disabled. And I'm like, this ain't gonna stop me.
Right.
So I want to encourage people. I want to inspire people, and I want to motivate people. So I have written 2 books. I have this book, Angel's Heart Guided by Light, which is a book of inspirational poetry. And then the other one is called The Reveal. So it's actually a contributing author of The Reveal. Look, try to hold it up straight. And it's 10 powerful testimonies, 10 people overcoming adversity, different situations, whether it's drug addiction or incest. It's some stuff in here, like heavy. Wow. And my story is chapter 4, and mine is called The Glamorous Life. So, you know, I kind of play on that, but it's this is real. Life is real. You know, sometimes we go through adversity, and it's all about your response. How are you going to respond to a trial?
So that's what I'm talking about. Hold on one second. If you're just joining in late, I see a lot of people saying hello, joining in late. Special guest today is Lisa Ray. She's here. We're doing her annual birthday fundraiser this Wednesday, March 22nd. She's with Angels Hearts for Hope. And that's her foundation. You're the founder, and you've been doing this in your pursuit of this. Let me ask you this. Because we all been, had things happen to us and family members that made us move a certain way and be champions for these causes, right? Because they hit home. You know, your aunt gets breast cancer. God forbid she passed. You going hard, breast cancer. Because I remember my favorite aunt, going by that. And for you to have MS, let's go back to prior, right? So I had a chance to read his book, Prior Convictions. And when he talked about it, it was shocking because he itemized the dates. He chronologically put it in an order where the severity got worse and worse. You know what I mean? So he knows he's talking to you, the public or the fan. So when he does that, he does it with like projects he was working on. He'll say like, oh, when I was doing Blue Streak or Silver Streak or whatever, I had to take this many days off or this many breaks, or I could only do the voice of it. I couldn't do the physical. So these trials and tribulations in your time now, doing it, do you feel a weight off your shoulder getting out there and champion it like from the forefront, like hands on, as opposed to just because this has to take a mental and emotional whirlwind for you to kind of sit you back and be like, okay, where do I want to go with this? So, did it motivate you to take the hands on? Did you have to talk to somebody? Did you go to some type of therapist or anything? Or this is just where you came to on your own?
No, I mean, honestly, so, and you remember Talent in 2012, August 2012, Manhattan Proper Tuesday night, I was in the hospital because I remember calling from the hospital bed because suddenly the people that have been working with us for 100 years didn't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, you've been working with us for 100 years and you calling me and I'm on a gurney. I was on a gurney coming out of recovery. And I said, Talent, I said, put Talent on the phone. And I just said, and I knew he knew how to handle, but it's I was on a gurney. Like,
You
I can't
know.
make this up, like this, leaning back, and they're wheeling me back into the room after recovery because I had a back surgery that I should not have had. I was misdiagnosed.
Oh,
Wow.
So I have screws and rods in my back.
Oh, wow.
So after that,
get the fuck out of here. I hope you got some paper for that. You got paid for that, sticking motherfuckers with screws and shit in their back.
She might have gotten frozen.
Oh, okay.
When they
okay,
called it.
so I'm
Okay,
listening
good.
to them, and I'm like, okay, you know, if you don't have this surgery, you'll be crippled. I'm like, what? Me ignore them. So I go to Manhattan Proper on a Sunday night and do karaoke with one of my girlfriends, and my back was in excruciating pain, and I couldn't stand up straight. By the next morning, it felt like my back was going to crack in half.
Oh,
I was in the hospital. 5 days later, I done had back surgery and all of this, and lost 17 pounds. It was crazy. That part was good, you know, because we were trying to lose weight. But no. So still being in the hospital, was like, oh God, you know. But no, I was misdiagnosed. So now I push back with these doctors. I mean, like never before, because I mean, my mother was a nurse, and she used to always be like, "Oh no." She saw different things that, you know, maybe we wouldn't be privy to, right? And I'm here trusting the doctor, and then I go through this, and so I'm like, okay, so now I'm really taking an approach with my health. So while I was home recovering, God was just speaking to me and giving me all of these poems. So I've been writing about 7 years old. So now suddenly at 50, I got all these poems, and I was like, oh my God, I got to write a book. And it was healing and therapeutic. And if you read some of the poems, you're going to be like, wow, it was like God speaking to me, right? In and through me. And that I had this book. So as I was recovering and walking with this big thing on my leg, I had an AFO brace. I don't know. I had the vision I had the title of the book 3 years before it came out.
Nice.
Then I had a vision to bring the poetry to life through a play. So having vision, knowing who to reach out to that would support you. For me, speaking about it and being transparent is healing and therapeutic for me, right? Then I was hosting a radio show with a nonprofit that I'm a part of, because my brother said to me, Lisa, he said, you know, you're one of my mentors, and your brain is still sharp. I want you to be a part of this organization, and I want you to be the VP of communications. That was very encouraging to my heart, that someone would still value who I am as a person, because it's not about the physical, right? As much as we want to look good and all of that, you know, it's really about the heart of a person, right?
right.
Forget all of this or that, right? Now, Talent knows, like, and because I've shared this with him. You know, people always like, oh, you know, she got cute lips and cute hips. It was always, you know, that for me. And I'm like, but I'm smart. You know, I'm smart. Like I have ideas. You know, I worked on Wall Street. I wanted people to respect me and value me as a business person. So much so, how I got into promotion was because I had some records out back in the day with Teddy Riley, and you know, we was all of that. And I was like, I want respect as a businesswoman. Go in the studio, and that's a whole nother story. But
That's all light skinned women with a fat ass. I want respect.
I did.
You're taking the fun out of the fat ass, though.
No. So guess what? The thing that I've been wanting my whole life, right? Like, Lisa's smart. I want you to see my heart. I want you to see the heart of a person, and that I'm smart, because I am. I'm pretty smart. I got skipped. All my friends are older than me. So, long story short, a shorter story longer. Now, when people talk to me, they're like, oh my God. They're blown away, because they can't believe. They're like, you do so much.
Right.
And I'm afflicted, like for real. Like every day is a new day. When I'm feeling good, I'm gone. But there's days I'm really challenged, and I'm like, I can't. You got to pay attention to your body. So people are seeing the person, the heart of who I am. You know, Lisa's a beautiful person. Lisa's not thinking about herself. Lisa wants to help others. And I wish that people would really see that, because some people get it and some people don't. It seems like the people that you would think that would support you don't. And I know you guys understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well,
and the ones that wouldn't typically are like, what do you need?
Well, I think, to be fair, first and, foremost, thank you for, sharing all of that wonderful information, because even that information is going to help somebody. We tend to, as human beings in general, not see our own blessings, whatever they may be. That's just a weird, quirky thing that most human beings do. But to your point, and to, what you brought to the conversation today, what makes what you're doing and saying so unique is so many of us have gifts that are blatantly within our own sight and our own presence that we're just afraid of in a lot of ways. We know it, we're great speakers, or we're great singers or whatever, and we're afraid to share it with the world because we're like, oh, nobody, like you said, nobody's going to support me, nobody's going to care. And the reality of it all is, it's not about even friends and family supporting or caring. What it is about is you just giving it to the universe or the world, and then allowing those people and things in the universe and the world to catch up, because the three people sitting in these squares are all energy. We're all vibrating technically on the same level, but there's some semblances and some differences to how much we vibrate and what we're vibrating towards. So when you find yourself starting to vibrate with the same people and the same things that you're looking to do, all of a sudden those people and things start appearing seemingly out of nowhere, but that's not really what's happening. What's happening is your vibration is catching up with those vibrations, and now it's like, oh, okay, let me get on, let me see what's happening on the station. Yeah. And I think just to put a bow tie on what you said, or put a bow on what you said, I think that is what people technically have to do. We have to stop thinking first and foremost that the world is going to act and or react like we do. It's just not possible. They're not you. Your signature energy is your signature energy. God, I always say this, even if you're a twin, a triplet, a quadruplet, or whatever, you're actually still one of one. Right. There are some semblances and some things, but you're still one of one. And that's for a specific reason. So when we bring those, when you start to really understand your energies, when you start to understand energy in general, and know that that's really what you're participating in. Yes, the physical form, as you stated, is here, whether you're handsome, cute, whatever, all that is true as well. But really what is taking over the world, or what is making your world manifest itself, is your energy and your beauty. And I think, to the point that you said, even when you started writing your poetry, like you said, you've been doing it since you were a little girl. So for you, that's really almost you having a conversation with you. That's why you write poetry. That's you having a conversation with you. Correct. Things that are going on in your head allows you to write them down and say, oh snap, wow, that's actually pretty dope. let me see if the rest of the world can, kind of understand this. But I think when you really allow that to be, how you move forward in terms of, doing what you're doing, like you said, the good days, go out there and, like you said, take the world on, do everything you can. We all have to listen to our bodies. Yes, some of us are in, more strenuous circumstances than others, like Talent, shared earlier. His ankle, was jacked up last week. Like you said, you're dealing with, your challenge, off and on. But we all have to. But we all have to also listen. Your body, I tell people this all the time. That's the one thing that's not going to lie to you. Like you said, doctors and nurses may, misdiagnose stuff, but your body is going to be like, hey, you paying attention over there? I'm talking to you. So I always just encourage everybody to please listen to your body, but more importantly, listen to stories, such as Lisa's and Talent's and anybody else who's in and around you, because you start to hear things that make sense, because you're like, you know what? Wow, I've been down this avenue. I've heard something along these lines. Maybe I'll take some of the information from this. I'll be able to use that at a later date. So I thank you for really sharing, because that was impactful and powerful. And we don't give people enough props when it comes to that kind of stuff. Everybody's sort of, oh no, it means something.
We giving her props today, man. Lisa Ray, thank you for popping on. Nick, what's the name of the club? It's going down Wednesday, the 22nd, the second annual birthday fundraiser for Lisa Ray, the founder of Angels Hearts for Hope, which is a very, very good cause. And I'm gonna be in the building. A lot of celebrities. We honoring 50 years hip hop, all of that together. Tell them where this place is. Try to get some of these people out.
Okay, well, this is where it is. It's virtual. We're doing it
Mm.
virtual, so it's not. You don't have to just come up in the room like we're doing right now. But it
Need that
is.
link.
People had a wonderful time last year, and we have a lot of people that registered, and there's still a few spots left. But we have a full lineup, as Talent said. He's hosting. My son will be co-hosting with him. The board is going to be, on deck. We have some hip hop legends coming on, so because I'm a hip hop head, facts.
Of course you are.
I'm a
You light skinned girl with the fat ass, of course.
You know what? That's it.
And the bamboo earrings back in it.
I did. I do it? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I probably did. I think I did, but not the big door knockers. I just wasn't that. I was more
the door knockers. Do me a favor and text me a link so that at the end of this show, when I'm gonna have my producer Pete attach the link to when he put up. So the next 3 days, when people look at it, no matter where they are, they can kind of figure out how to tap in and be a part of this virtually. Can you do that?
Yes. I'm gonna do that right now because I got it right here. And yeah, so Amir, if you're not doing anything, I hope you would, come on as well. It would be amazing. And we have a DJ. It's gonna be a party. You're just gonna be in your own space, but I did, because it's in the middle of the week. I did it last year, and yes, we were still in COVID. And while we're, a lot of people are doing stuff in person, my next event will be in person. But because it's my birthday, like I said, get your favorite drink, your wine, or whatever it is that you drink, your Corona, Talent, which is lime, and just it's going to be wonderful.
Don't disrespect my Heineken like that. Why you disrespect?
Okay, I thought it was Corona. Okay, whatever. Sometimes they don't have Heineken. Sometimes they don't have Heineken. But
I don't know what kind of meds they got you on. But listen here, young lady.
Look. Sometimes
that
they
big
don't
green
have
bottle.
Heineken.
How you going to discredit the green bottle? Look, hold on. I don't fuck around. Look at my Scully. Look at the Heineken, Talent, Scully.
Okay, I'm sorry, Talent, Heineken.
It's just comedy. Wow, disrespectful, yo. You know what?
Talent is. Let me just say this about Talent. Listen, we both have grown up together. We were young. We were in our 20s. And actually, I started writing something about you, Talent. So I'll share that with you later. No. It's good stuff. It's amazing. You're so stupid.
I'll just tell it. It's the story.
God. So no, it's just comedy. It's just comedy. So
this, like I said.
So I have it. I started writing it, and it's going to be amazing when we, because all that's going to be a part of, the thing that we're doing as far as like the documentary is concerned. So
well, listen, we're gonna keep people abreast because, like we did both say, we are working on a documentary. So Lisa Ray will be a friend of the room. She'll be back a couple of times to keep everybody on deck and know what we got going on, from the poems, from the writings and the books, the events, and more importantly, this big documentary is going to be huge. Thank you, girl, for giving me so much of your time today. We appreciate you on behalf of Prophet Pete, Motivation Monday, Amir Silly. Appreciate you. Lisa Ray, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you too. See you on Wednesday.
Yes. It's going down Wednesday, baby.
Yes.
I can't wait.
All right. Thank you.
Be good, man. See,
good seeing you.
Let her be an example for everybody when we talk about motivating people. Folks like that. Now, I will say, this is one thing I used to say, coming up. I mean, I still say it occasionally, but it's just a thing of mine. Like, one of my peeves is you don't have to wait until you're stricken with an ailment or something goes wrong in your family to become an advocate for a cause. I'm gonna say that you don't have to wait. And it's funny because sometimes, you can, if you feel that way about anything, you can champion it. You can do your due diligence, do the research, and then make a decision like she did and say, you know what, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go and do this in the name of this, or whatever the case may be. Now, karma and irony has its own agendas and schedule. Let me tell you how funny, it came for me. Like, my middle son, Justin, who is now going to be 27. This dude was born on the spectrum. right? Obviously, we got a late diagnosis. It wasn't like we knew right away or whatever. And we learned through when they got down to math, trying to teach him math, and how he knew math, but not the traditional way you teach it. He could solve a problem, but when you ask, back in the day, he'd be like, "Show me the work." Ain't gonna work with him because he's coming from a different thing on the spectrum. So now, because people that don't know about the autistic spectrum, picture a spectrum, right? And picture the two extremes of it. You can have a kid that, like my kid, God bless, knock on wood, Justin, who's super high on this end, high in functioning. And then you got a guy in the spectrum, like remember Rain Man and stuff like that. You got guys that are catatonic, they can't talk, they can't, but whatever. Or their stuff is just so out there on the spectrum, on the other side of the spectrum, that you know it. So they always need help and stuff like that. This kid's been functioning well, so it's like he's an adult right now. Like I said, you would not know it until you got your ass got to sit down and do some math with him. So I never really felt personally the connection or urge to champion or go out and do things for autism. And then one day, years ago, some people tracked me down and found me, I guess, to be the face of their events. Shout out to Nason's Place. We've had on the show. But Nadine from Nason's Place tracked me, hey, can you host this thing? Which I don't know, in their mind, it was a one thing that turned into a tradition thing, or they tapped me to be there forever on. But, I've been there forever on. And I just had, again, epiphany and an overwhelming energy shoot through my body one of those nights. I was like, I think it because I had to speak, and you're speaking from the heart. And while I'm speaking, the epiphany's coming mid conversation. I'm on the microphone hosting the event, and I said, let me tell you how crazy this is. I don't know this lady from a can of paint. She don't know me personally from a can of paint. And tracked me down and found me. Ironically, I have a son on the spectrum. Now, little shit like that is spiritual energy that fucks me up in the universe. Think about that. That's crazy. So I was like, this is, I can't say no. Like, this is a sign. This is God coming full circle to something maybe I should have championed or thought of champion earlier. That's why I'm telling people, you don't have to wait till it happened to you or till you feel a certain way or pissed off or whatever at the ailment. You can champion whatever you want right now. And it don't have to be nothing wrong with you. You could be a perfectly healthy person to say, you know what? I fucking hate what lupus does. I fucking hate what sickle cell does. And then start doing your research and become a champion of that. You know what I mean?
No. I think you're absolutely right. I think you're on to something. I think you also, we also have to realize that in theory, also there are these moments when, like you mentioned a little earlier, things align. And sometimes things just aren't in alignment with you early on. Not because you didn't see the writing on the wall and all that kind of stuff. To your point, you just weren't attached to it in that way because, again, your son is functioning. He can do everything, like you said, except for if you sit down and you ask him to do math the way that supposedly they've championed math for so many years. And it's funny that you use that as an example, because I always tell people that's what I mean about doing just about anything. Math is probably the one truest science that we have of all the mystical and stuff that we hear people talk about for that standpoint, because math is the one format that has multiple ways to get to the same answer, no matter what. Like, even now, if you really are paying attention, especially on social media or, certain social media platforms, they have all these really cool, people who are showing you how to do, specific math problems that might have been super tricky for you, especially during your schooling years, trigonometry and things of that. They show you how simple it is. And you're like, why didn't you just say that when I was in school back in 88? Or 73, like, this is stupid. But you realize now that there is a certain patterns and certain ideologies that they unleash on the world for specific reasons as well. And that's why I've always said, in theory, our school system is sort of archaic and backwards, because it doesn't work in traditionally like the way school is supposed to work, which is really supposed to work with whatever your skill set is. Because in theory, if you're a person who numbers mean something to you, then somebody telling you facts and facts that will never make sense to you because that's not how your brain works. Or if you're a person who's nice with your hands, meaning you can build stuff, whether it's physically build cars or build a speaker or anything of that magnitude, your brain is working from that spectrum. So when somebody sits down and they're like, what was the Magna Carta, you'd be like, I don't care. My brain, that it doesn't compute for me. What does compute for me is transistors and things that make other electrical things run and move. So I think that we are at a bit of a standstill on a grander scale when we start to look at it from that perspective. But to get back to what you were saying, I think we just have to really know that when the epiphany happens for us to champion anything, that's when you gotta, because it's speaking to your spirit, and it comes in like I said, several formats. Maybe God, maybe your inner voice talking to you, or whatever the case may be. But please do yourself a favor, don't ignore that. That is really you having the greatest conversation that you'll probably ever have. Because what tends to happen and what people find out is once they've actually started to move in the space that they were supposed to move in, like I said, all these doors and all these wonderful things start opening for you in ways that you never thought possible. More so because you listened, you were obedient, because some of y'all like to throw God in there right away. You were obedient, you listened, you're rocking with God, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you did what you were supposed to do, which was, oh my God, this has been weighing on me. It's just like when your brain sometimes tells you call somebody, and you be like, dang, then you find out maybe something happened. You be like, damn, my mom was telling me to call that person. Look, your intuition, your whatever your inner voice is for you, please pay attention to that voice. It really, again, that's something else that doesn't steer you wrong. Your intuition is right 99.99% of the time. You know what I mean? Now, tell you how many times have we been, you've been in a spot, something about to jump off, your brain tell you, yo, I'm gonna get up out of here, and you stroll out. You don't even run out. You stroll out. You're here a little bit late. Yo, you hear such happening, you be like, what? I was just there.
Every time, brother, let me tell you something. It's never a dull moment that never ceases to amaze me. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, man. I think that what I want to tap on, we're not going to have time this week, but perhaps next week, if I could track the right people down, I want to tap into what's wrong with us, right? There's something wrong with us where, and people say, oh, not all of us, but most of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Might not be all, but it's a high fucking number, bro. There's something wrong with us where I don't know when we got to this place where the majority of us just are not happy or content with ourselves. I don't know, and when I say that, the first thing comes to mind, we always joking and fucking with the girls getting the BBLs, but I'm going to interview a BBL. I want to interview a BBL on some real shit, not fuck with her, not crack on her, but really get into the mind, because there's something wrong that we're going to the extremes that we are as a people to be somebody else.
Yeah.
I could tell you this right now, and I've never cut anything on my body. I'm not gonna front. I don't have a tattoo. I'm pussy. So I don't even have a tattoo. But I do know this to be a fact. No matter how much you spend, no matter how many procedures you have, getting to whatever the fucking Dr. Frankenstein shit you're trying to get to, no matter what, you're still gonna be you under that.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot escape you. You can't erase you. You can't delete you. You can't change you. And when I say you, I mean you. I'm not talking about, I shaved this elbow off, or I put a little booty on, or look at my new titties. I'm talking about you. Those are parts of you. You're physical anyway. It's not you, though. So guess what? If you're an asshole, You're gonna be a $50,000 asshole with a fat ass. It's your fucking asshole. So your ass gonna make my head swivel and go, damn. And then the first 2 words or 2 sentences gonna make me go, damn, what a waste. What a fucking waste. But just to back up, there's something wrong with us because I'm seeing it at an all-time rate. It's really a crazy fucking rate where it gotta be something wrong with us. It can't be every BBL and every facelift and every boob job and shit out at this point, penis enlargement. Every motherfucker that goes through everything that they do, there's got to be something in there bigger than vanity, bigger than just, you know what I mean, Amir? Because you're going in knowing information that a lot of people don't have a choice. People in car accidents and stuff like that, where they got to operate on and cosmetically try to bring them back to normal or bring their face back. Or, you know, remember the lady with the monkey ripped the face? Those surgeries are shits that dire straits. These people are desperate. They're dying. Not only are they saving a life, they're trying to do something to make them look normal or close to how they used to look. But we're not talking about those people. We're talking about people, everyday people that, to me and you, nothing really wrong with them. But inside, they feel it is. And they go, you know what? Let me go cut this off, or let me go add this, or let me go. I don't get it.
You know, it's so crazy, T. And it's funny you said that because you're right. We're going to definitely have to have
that's a whole show.
That. But I will say this just to add to that. I think what is unfortunately happening is there is a wild and interesting storm that has happened at this point, and this is why we're probably dealing with this in the way that we are. Because, you know, it's funny. Like you said, you know, Angel just mentioned that she, you know, said we 50 years in hip hop, and I don't know if you do this now, but I like to look at the older videos from, you know, when hip hop first started, Biz Markie or EPMD or, you know, whatever, the Message or, you know, any of those, even the early 90s. And I'm always amazed that when you look at those videos now, the young ladies in those videos had, you know, it was no BBLs, or if it was, no, you know, nobody knew definitively of it, or, you know, no real augmentation, or no augmentation that appeared to be over the top and all of that stuff. And I smile because, to your point, I'm saying to myself, like, and we were happy. People were okay, you know, Gloria Vanderbilt and Sassoon and Jordache and, you know, and all those things were the jeans of the day. And we know that those were definitively probably not cut for, you know, women in our community, because they were cut for white women, and white women and black women are shaped differently. Now, T and I laugh about this all the time. Y'all don't see this because y'all be around us all the time, but we laugh about this all the time. And I always tell T, I said, you know, it's amazing to me now that just about every nationality and every group is starting to mirror each other. Now, I know that has to do a lot with the food, but also know that has to do a lot with what he just mentioned, which is our mental health. So many of you are carrying trauma. And y'all know I've said this, you know, 1,000 times, triggers and trauma. So many of you are still carrying trauma of all sorts. And here's my thing. Nobody can tell you how and when to put it down. All I can tell you is that you should put it down, though, because the longer you carry it, that is what's transpiring in your bodies. That's why some of us are suffering at the rates we're suffering with cancer and fibroids and, you know, some of the other things that we go. And this goes for men too, prostate cancer and so forth and so on. Because some of y'all are suffering with, you know, things that you won't put down. Look, the chick who didn't like you in 6th grade and you went on to see that she became beautiful, this, that, third, she didn't like you. It's okay. You're grown up now. You need to go on and let that go. The young man who chased you for 1,000 years and you thought he was a sucker because he was a nice guy and you wanted to go after the tough guys and the, you know, dudes who had a little more edge, and then you find out, you know, he's a Silicon Valley, you know, millionaire dude or whatever now, and you had a shot, so you mad. Again, you gotta let it go. And I'm saying this jokingly because I want people to understand that that's what most of us are up against. It's this inability to put down the fact that, you know what, I never really liked my brother or my sister. So what? They didn't like you back. It was a mutual thing. However, you guys made it work the best you could under the circumstances, and you're here now. So many of us wait till we're on our deathbeds, and as you know, Talent just mentioned, and as Angel mentioned, until we're in the worst shape possible. Then you start looking back over your life. Dang, I wish I had handled this differently. I wish I had told this person this. Y'all stop doing that. If you're gonna enjoy your life now, every day. Every time you do this, you should step off your bed and be like, you know what? Today's gonna be a good one. Because somebody or quite a few people didn't do that. Today, they won't do it tomorrow. We're looking, you even look around, and I'm not even talking about contemporaries. I'm just talking about people who we have come to enjoy through their body of work. We lost a gentleman who's been in all the John Wicks and was in The Brother.
Oh yeah, my man, famous black actor from The Wire.
We just lost him. We lost Bobby Caldwell. A lot of y'all didn't even know who Bobby Caldwell was until they started playing that What You Won't Do for Love, because a lot of y'all thought it was a brother, because I know I did. But you found out, that was the right guy. But my point to it all is these are moments and things that you have to learn to embrace and feel good about, and just use those things as ways to motivate yourself to continue to do what you do. And like I said, bring your signature to this world. That's what the world is waiting for. It's waiting for your signature. It's waiting for you to inject it with your energy, with your spirit, with your zest for life. And the beauty of it is, it might be laid back. It might be in your face. It might be a combination of the two. But whatever it is, embrace that within yourself, and then just go about it and stop worrying about who you think doesn't rock with you. Oh, you know what? These people don't rock with me. Funk them. Funk them. If they don't rock with you, they don't rock with you. That's not for you to determine anyway. And 90% of the people can attest to this. And I'm finding this out much more so now because of the last few days I've really been engaged in social media. You're amazed at the people who are watching you who want to act like they not. There's a lot of people doing this. Should be just saying, hey, congratulations, brother or sister. How can I be a part of it? What can I do to, help you further your cause or be wonderful or be great? But that's not what we're doing. We're sitting around. I'm going to wait to see how long it takes you to get to your goals. Well, thank you. I appreciate the fact that your punk ass won't say, you know what, let me put my ego aside. I saw this, and this was something that really hit home with me. The other day I was watching an interview, and it had a young jock. And he was doing an interview with them gentlemen that do the barbershop joint in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And he said something that hit me, and I was like, wow. And he said, what's amazing about our community? Because he had heard another rapper say this. We're one of probably the only few communities that does this. Well, I don't really rock with T, so I'm not going to make any money with him. Every other community doesn't do that. Motherfuckers make money, and we just going to go our separate ways, but we're going to make this goddamn money. Y'all sit around and y'all do this dumb stuff. Stop that. I didn't say you got to like each other. I don't even say you got to love each other, because even in sports, cats don't like each other. Again, Talent can attest to this. Hayward Workman is our boy. And I never forget when he told me this. He said, Amir, I was on teams. We didn't like each other. However, our common goal was to get that chip. Y'all start getting these chips. Y'all stop sitting around talking about every moment got to be a kumbaya moment, because it doesn't. You're just not going to like each other. And not for anything other than, to be honest with you, plain and simple, I hate to curse on here, bullshit ass ego. Because that's all it really is. You sitting around.
Ego and envy and all that bullshit wrapped up in one fucking knockwurst. And here's the problem. Here's some. First of all, you mentioned a couple people we lost. Rest in peace, Bobby Caldwell, 71. The actor we were talking about, Lance Reddick, and he was only 60.
Yeah,
was shocking. That shocked me as well. But see, people. Here's the thing. People got to stop looking at, or wishing bad on other people to make them feel good. Here's what's happening. You can be uplifted by hearing some bad news from somebody else's misfortune, but that's only supposed to shine a reminder high beam, if you will, on yourself, so you can count your blessings. Not be happy that happens. But bro, I get up this morning, I go to Target, and I call my nephew, because good young brother, man, married my niece, my sister's daughter, and they've been married for a while. And it feels good to not have, you know, the females in your family, no matter who they pick and marry, crying and running and bitching and moaning because the household, he hitting me and all. This guy, nothing. All good things, right? Out of nowhere, what I didn't know, unbeknownst to me, the man just beat a heart attack. Now the man might be 40.
Wow.
So I'm going to Target. He works for the city water company. Truck pulls up. He hit the horn. I turn. He's like, "Oh, what's up?" I'm like, "Nothing." I'm saying, "How you?" He was like, "Man, shit, good. I just beat a heart attack." So he goes on to tell me, you know, the heart thing runs in the family. They have a hereditary thing going on. He lost his brother at 40. The mom's coming through her thing. The dad, blah, blah, blah. So his turn, you know, and it was to the fact they kept him in hospital for a week to go into his body, his veins, and clean the clots and clutter out or whatever, the veins and blood going to the heart. And it was good enough job that they didn't have to leave him with a stent or two. You know what I mean? So that was good. But when I walked away from that, real quick, I got so quick, like, thank you, Lord. I said, you know, here I am, my little limp, right? Because I done fucked my ankle up. Nothing compared to what this younger man has just recently gone through and may have to go through a few more times because it's hereditary in his young ass life. You know what I mean? I got him by almost 14 years or whatever. So I thought that like stuff like that, that's okay. But then you have these people out here that go a step too far and kind of like bask in the other person's misfortunes or ailments or tragedies or what, and that's whack. But that's why I said we out of time. We don't have time, but I guarantee you we're gonna dive all the way in this and have guests and hear from other people because and hopefully we get some honest people because I really want to know. Like I was in hours walking around, like I really want to know. I said you know, it's one thing to joke about something, everybody see it, ha ha. But diving in, because I seen in closing, I seen a quick snippet of this transvestite or transgender person. And it was very funny because the interview guy said something like, so, you know, a lot of the people are half confused. We get all these pronouns and we got women in this room, you know, where did all that come from? And the transgender person said, and it's a guy as a girl now, identifying as a woman, he said, man, y'all gotta understand something. She said, these ain't even us. This is other group of people's agendas. And they were so bored. All of this shit happened during COVID. He said, you notice the height of this shit started happening in those 3 years of COVID because people were bored and need things to do. He said, us transgender, we're not walking around saying, call us them, her, we, who. These are other motherfuckers that are making all this extra shit up. He said, to be quite frankly, which is too much. I just want to be left the fuck alone, treated normal, and be cool. All that extra shit is too much, but we're gonna dive in all that shit. Give us a week to put this shit together, people, and it's gonna be crazy. Once again, I want to thank my part. Oh shit, we don't went a little over. It's okay. We started a little late, and the Knicks about to play. Your daughter texted me. The tickets opened up, so she should be good. I looked at them shits, man. Those shits, boy. You ever be happy to give somebody something till you see how good it is you gave away? You want it back.
Well, it's a birthday situation, you know. So big shout out to her boyfriend Trey. It's his birthday coming up. So
Nice.
thank you. Yeah, thank you, Uncle Talent, because you know you gonna put her in that spot. Wait, baby.
Well, she balling because everybody can't say they got the goddamn tickets from the coach.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So they have real good seats, good area, and all that. So I look forward to the afterwards pictures, and they had fun and all that good stuff. But I thank everybody that's been on here. We want to thank our guest again on the Motivation Monday show. Today was Lisa Angel Ray. She's the founder of Angels Hearts for Hope, and they are having a fundraiser, and it's virtual this Wednesday, the 22nd. Her annual birthday fundraiser is going to go down. I popped in last year, but this year, you know, going to hang out and kick it a little more. I was like running around, had a little bit of time, but this year we're going to have fun and do a lot of things going on. We're going to mention and celebrate and pay homage to 50 years of hip hop. Her son Bryce is going to be there. It's going to be a whole thing. Again, super producer Prophet Pete, please, when you put this up for people to go and visit the next couple of days, please have that link up there. So I don't trust Pete. So I look at Pete. Pop on here. Let me look at you. I'm talking shit. People like, yeah, whatever. Producer Prophet Pete.
It's on the bottom of the screen. It's posted.
Okay.
And it's been on the bottom of the screen.
I see it.
So that's the.
It's there right now, nigga. But is it gonna be there?
It's gonna be there. It was there.
Don't play around. That's Lisa Ray with the fat ass.
Yeah, it's there. That's the whole link. Everything is there.
There's niggas like you fucking up for niggas like me in the mirror. You trying to do right there. You heard her. More niggas know I'm smart. You know what's funny? It's dudes, we think from different origin. Like women think from, it's all really just vice versa. Like dude thinks smash, and then if a nigga smash, you have a good time, he'll hear you out the rest of the night. But women want to do that up front, right? Before they get to that. They gonna want to smash. If I smash, we had a good time, I want to hear your plans. What's your plans? So, ladies, don't be so hard on us. We the final frontier. Yo, I've been walking around, no pun intended, mad cocky. Because ain't a lot of good niggas left.
No.
Oh, nigga, I'm the bitch. I'm the bitch in the club now, nigga. You got a fly bitch coming club. She knows she fly. She acting a certain way. That's me now, nigga. I buy you a drink. I don't know. Who are you? I don't know if I want you to buy me a drink. Because there ain't a lot of good niggas. So guys like us, telling you, I gotta start walking different, bro. Know that you do. Yeah. We're gonna have a show on that shit. We the new. Woo. And the funny thing is, I sit in the bar all the time and I just be looking at the fucked up niggas. And I'm like, yo, it's just two of us good niggas here. I mean, with Rick. Just me and you, man. You gotta get yourself. Anyway, thank y'all for hanging out with us. Motivation Money. That's my man Amir. That's my producer, Prophet Pete. I'm your boy, Talent Harris. Don't take none of this shit personal, but take it to heart. It's just comedy, y'all. Motivation Monday. You see it.
It's Monday, cocksuckers, and you better come prepared because they don't fuck around on Monday. Monday, most people come in, I had such a great weekend. Oh my God, go fuck yourself. That was then. This is now, bitch. It's a whole new set of rules. It's Monday. If you ain't waking up with the taste of blood in your fucking mouth like a shark 5 feet from the shore, you fucked up. You understand? Because Monday is